Hi Microbehunters, Oliver is here and I wanted to quickly answer a short question concerning the functioning of the condenser and also of the Köhler diaphragm, or also known as the field diaphragm, because both of these diaphragms have an effect on image quality. Okay, so first of all, a short overview of what Köhler illumination is, and not all microscopes have this. As a matter of fact, very few microscopes have this, and Köhler illumination allows the microscope to have a very even illumination. This was a problem many years ago when the microscopes they still used tungsten lamps or a lot of halogen lamps, and what happened is sometimes that you got a relatively uneven illumination because the filament in the lamp, which was glowing, actually made certain parts of the image brighter and the corners were not quite as bright. And Köhler illumination basically resolved the problem by ensuring a very even illumination. But today I'm going to also show you a second advantage, and that is that Köhler illumination also is able to eliminate stray light, and therefore it can slightly increase and improve the contrast under some specimens. Now the effect is not always very strong, but it is a little bit noticeable, so I'm going to show you that. That is basically Köhler, and then I'm going to also talk about the so-called condenser diaphragm. And in the condenser diaphragm, this has a totally different effect. The condenser diaphragm is responsible for adjusting contrast, quite a lot of contrast, as a matter of fact, and also depth of field. And depth of field is basically how much of the specimen vertically is in focus. And I'm going to show you the effect of both of these. So I'm now opening and closing the Köhler field diaphragm, and you can see that the light beam which exits the condenser at the top, where I placed a piece of paper, changes in its width. So opening and closing the field diaphragm opens and closes the width of the light beam, does not change the angle. Here is a slightly closer look, and you can see that the light beam becomes wider and thinner, and as a consequence of this you are able to limit the light only to the part of the specimen that actually needs to be illuminated, and this significantly reduces stray light, and it also ensures a very uniform illumination, which is especially important when doing photographic work. So these are now some cells, and when you close the field diaphragm, you can see that if it's closed too much, you can actually see a circle. The corners of the image are then dark and black, and what you want to do is you want to just open it enough that you do not see the circle. And there are also centering screws, and I'm now trying to center the field diaphragm. Raising and lowering the condenser, however, changes the focus of the field and diaphragm, and therefore it should be adjusted in such a way that the edges of the field diaphragm are always in focus, and then it's also easier to center it. So it was defocused again by lowering the condenser. And when you switch to a higher magnification, however, then sometimes it's like this, that even if you close it completely, you're not able to see the circle. But I'm now opening and closing it, and maybe you can see that there is a slight improvement in contrast when you close it. It's very slight, but you can maybe see the image become brighter and darker. There is a small contrast change, and this is because stray light is reduced, and therefore image quality is slightly improved. Here as well, you can maybe see that the brightness quickly changes. So this was now Köhler illumination, and now I'm going to talk about the role of the condenser diaphragm, and we're also going to get started. I'm going to show you now a little bit how the light path is changing when we open and close the condenser aperture diaphragm. So, and this is now the lever that controls the iris diaphragm of the condenser, and the numbers represent the numerical aperture, and so the setting of the condenser should be the same as the numerical aperture of the objective for the best resolution. And here we have a closer look at the iris diaphragm, and what this one does is it does not change the width of the light beam, but the angle of the light beam. And when we therefore place a piece of paper there, you can see opening it will actually increase the angle, and as a consequence the image will become, of course, a little bit brighter, but that is not the main point. But it is also like this, that the depth of field will be reduced when you open the iris diaphragm of the condenser. If you close it too much, so basically if the angle of the light beam is much smaller than the numerical aperture, then you actually also lose resolution. Now here I have the condenser opened, and you can see that this little dog flea, basically the front and the back parts are not in focus. So I'm focusing back and forth, and it is very difficult, or not impossible, to get all parts in focus. The image also looks a little bit a little bit blurry. Therefore, however, when I close the iris diaphragm of the condenser, the image will appear sharper. The depth of field is higher, but interestingly, even though it subjectively might look better, the image, because you might see more details, actually the resolution is lower, and all of the sharper corners that you see are often diffraction patterns. So it means it's not a really an authentic representation of the image, but the corners simply appear to be sharper right now because of the diffraction of the light. Here this is wool, and here the condenser again is opened, and you can see the image is rather dull. Depth of field is very low. But when you close the condenser, what will happen is that all of a sudden you will see that also the fibers which are in the back are in focus. But look, especially on the right side, you can see that some of the fibers, they have very dark, almost black edges. These are diffraction patterns, and these are actually artifacts. So subjectively the image looks better, but in reality those diffraction patterns actually start to cover up some of the image details. It is like this that it appears now much more easily visible, what you see, but it is also like this that it's not a natural representation. However, also important to say that these diffraction patterns sometimes can actually be a big advantage to make small, difficult things visible. So for example, when you look at bacteria, they are very transparent, and when you close the condenser a lot, because of the diffraction patterns that are formed, therefore you can actually also start to see the difficult bacteria much better. Okay, so this was that's it. Wish you a nice day. Happy microbe hunting as always. Please like and subscribe. It always helps the channel a little bit if more people subscribe to it, and this way you can also keep yourself a little bit more easily updated when I upload new videos. Yeah, all the best. Have a nice day. Bye bye.